Good morning, my dear student. I am Bhupen Deshmukh, work as an assistant professor in Kekewa College of Engineering, Nasik. Today, I want to share very small topic that is SCR, and second terms is this. Under this SCR, we will discuss about construction of SCR and basic introduction of SCR. Today my content is introduction of SCR and construction of SCR. SCR silicon control rectifier. The learning objective of the SCR after going through this video, you will be able to understand about basic introduction about SCR, where to use of SCR and what is the basic use of or basic features of SCR, and second is basic construction feature of SCR. It means how to make a SCR. Introduction. Silicon control rectifier. It means SCR name. S is stand for silicon, C is stand control, R is stand rectifier. It means silicon. It is called as silicon control rectifier. Silicon word, it means SCR is made by silicon material. Rectification, it means it's rectify any types of electrical signal like AC signal or DC signals. Controlled, it means the signal of AC or signal of DC is controllable signal according to your uses or according to your purpose. We can control our signal. This is the basic understanding about the silicon control rectifier, or we can say SCR. It is most important member of thyristor family. Meaning is this, SCR is the member of thyristor family. In the thyristor family, so many members are involved, but SCR is widely used member of thyristor family. So most of the times silicon control rectifier is also called as a thyristor, and thyristor silicon control rectifier is also called as a thyristor. It's function like a switch and as well as use as a rectification, inversion and regulation of power. Meaning is this, the SCR is used for any types of rectification purpose, any types of inversion purpose, and as well as regulation of power. Sometimes we are required to regulate the power according to your uses. It means input side having a high power and output side of having a low power. Power, it means we know that power is made by the voltage and current. The product of voltage and current is called as a power, right? So if you want to regulate your power according to your purpose, that conditions or that time that time you can use as a silicon control rectifier. SCR can handle current up to several thousand ampere and voltage up to more than 1 kilovolt, right? So this is the handling capability of current and voltage, and the product of current and voltage become as a power handling capability. It means not, this is the general specifications of power handling capability, and in a real time SCR has mentioned some numbers, and according to that number we can define this SCR handle how much amount of power or how much amount of current and as well as voltage. SCR is like a diode. It's unidirectional device. Unidirectional device, it means when we know that SCR is used for inversion rectification purpose. Whenever we are giving the any types of electrical signal, the signal is rectify in unidirectional, not a bidirectional. So we can say SCR is a unidirectional device and as well as diode is a unidirectional device. SCR has switch mode, not amplification mode. We know that SCR is a three terminal device, right? And BJT is also called three terminal device. But BJT has switch operation and as well as amplification operation. But SCR has only switching operation mode, not a amplification operation mode. SCR three terminal device, anode, cathode and gate terminal. In right hand side of figure mention anode, cathode and gate terminal, and right hand side of diagram is a symbolic diagram of SCR and as well as having a real time of SCR. How look like a real time of SCR? Real time of SCR. After completion of introduction of SCR, now I want to move on construction of SCR. Construction of SCR, we know that the construction of SCR is means SCR is made by silicon material. In this silicon material, where we are using P type of semiconductor material and N type of semiconductor material. Basically, SCR is a 4-layer and 3-terminal device. In left-hand diagram is mentioned P-type semiconductor, N-type semiconductor. The P and N-type semiconductor arrangement are different types of arrangement. P, N, P, N. It means alternative arrangement of P-type semiconductor, N-type semiconductor, P-type semiconductor, and N-type semiconductor. For this alternating arrangement of P and N type semiconductor, we can get 4-layer and 3-terminal devices. The 4-layer made of P and N layer are arranged alternative such that they form 3 junction. That junction is J1 junction, J2 junction and J3 junction. The outer layer of P and N layer are heavily doped. It means the doping level of P semiconductor and N type semiconductor. The inside or middle side having or middle side also having P type semiconductor and N type of semiconductor, and outer layer is also having P type semiconductor and N type semiconductor. But the outer layer of P type semiconductor and outer layer of N type semiconductor is heavily doped, and middle side of P type semiconductor and N type semiconductor are lightly doped. The outer layer P and N layer are heavily doped, whereas middle P and N layer are lightly doped. The gate terminal is taken at the middle P layer. Anode is form of outer layer and cathode is formed by outer N layer. SCR is made of silicon because compared to germanium, leakage current is silicon is very small. This is also part of construction of SCR. Basically, we know that according to construction of SCR, we are using P-type semiconductor material and N-type semiconductor material. The P-type and N-type semiconductor material are use silicon and as well as germanium. But here I am using silicon. Why? Because silicon has a small current rating, small leakage current rating as compared to germanium. And this P and N type semiconductor are arranged in alternative manners. Alternative manners, it means first is P, again N, फिर P and again we can arrange N type semiconductor. Here the outer layer of P type is considered as a anode terminal and outer layer of N type material or N type semiconductor material is called cathode terminal, and the middle side having one P and N type arrangement, and the P is called P is taken, one terminal is taken from the P types of semiconductor material. That P is connected in the middle center, right, middle point. and this is called as a gate terminal. Any types of electrical signal is connect across the anode and cathode terminal, and through this gate terminal we can control the signal according to your purpose. SCR are used three type of construction, namely the planar type, mesha type, and press packet type. For low power planar construction used, in mesha type construction, junction J2 is formed by diffusion method and thereby outer layer are allowed to it. This construction is mainly used for high power silicon control rectifier. Whenever we are using SCR for cooling purpose, whenever we are using SCR for rectification, inversion or regulation of power flow point of view, that time SCR is heated. For heating of this SCR, maybe SCR get damaged. For the for the protection of damaging of SCR, we can use cooling, and that cooling is used as a heat sink. Thank you. If you have any doubt about construction of SCR and introduction of SCR, you can contact on my email ID.